It's Madden NFL 23, and we've got the Seahawks veteran quarterback. He got his reps in last week, finishing with over 300 passing yards. It's the Seahawks and the Cards, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 23.
With Mount right here in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center, guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Now a man who moved up the depth chart with the retirement of Chris Carson. Here's Rashad Penny. Now Geno. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try for the first with Walker, and he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. The Seahawks at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
The Smith's throw into the hands of Lockett. A look at the numbers for Lockett from a week ago. 5 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith, and this one's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Out of the gun, Smith. He hits his target, Lockett. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on. Walker now on 1st and 10.
Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Taken down at the 30. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Smith. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Now it's Smith. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Here comes Kyler Murray in his 4th NFL season leading this Cardinal offense. Already a 2-time Pro Bowler in his time with Arizona.
He threw for nearly 350 yards. His team won. And one word just kept coming to mind as I watched him during the game. Surgical. Absolutely surgical. That's why he won NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, very precise. The throws maybe as accurate as he's been in some time. Yeah,
I think he feels pretty locked in here. And I think he feels like he can get it done again in this one, too.
That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
To throw again on 2nd down, Murray. Finding Ertz again. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Ertz has it left side. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Murray. Screen pass to Connor. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. Now Murray. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And he remains perfect on this opening drive. Charles now 5 of 5 and another first down to work with.
He's like one of those great shooters in basketball that has his rhythm, has his confidence. He doesn't think anything is going to miss right now. As far as he's concerned, he's going to be perfect the entire game. And who's to say that it won't happen the way he's throwing it right now? On
1st and 10 is Connor. busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Murray, open man is Robbie Anderson. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Murray's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down 1st and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of what you plan to do during the game, and it's still early. Don't get crazy because you gave one up. Just respond as you just noted.
Showing off the quick feet that time and getting forward for a pickup of 3 yards. 2nd down and goal. Murray. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, are going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Murray now. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They fell in their ball game last week. That was a loss to the Saints, but they're on top here as they begin this drive. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Throwing now is Geno. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Greg Dortch back deep. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right?
He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Murray a give. This is counter. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And this will be swung out here for counter. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Here's Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 30. First catch of the game for Hopkins. It's a first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Out to his left. And he'll be brought down at the 27. From the 27, Murray. He finds Hopkins complete. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The offense on third down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Murray going to throw. Open man is Anderson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 13-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. He's got it. Touchdown, Cardinals. A.J. Green, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals have moved out in front. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This taken in at the goal line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. Rush coming, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Smith now to throw. It's complete to Lockett. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Geno now to throw. And that is incomplete. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Meanwhile, out in Los Angeles, they're in the second quarter now. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. They'll start out here with the option left. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 18.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes.
They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop it for an 8-yard loss.
A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And they decided to go with the safety blitz there. And look, if that gets picked up, quarterback really has the advantage then because they'll have more time to throw the football and some wide open space. But when it doesn't, that's a guy who gets a free run into the backfield. And oftentimes, the QB ends up on his backside, as he did there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return, and it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now Gino. He's got Thompson here, complete. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. First down now, but that clock rolling. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they will score. It's a pick six for the Cardinals touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
Extra point good by Prater, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Smith's throw into the hands of Fan.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Smith. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Again, Smith. And he rifles one incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half.
They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. Murray now on 1st down. Quick slant to Brown. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. This will be caught once again by Brown. Touchdown! Hollywood, Marquise Brown from 17 yards out. And the Cardinals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it's Hollywood, Marquise Brown, who finishes it off with the touchdown.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And Smith's throw into the hands of Lockett.
Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. 2nd and 10, Smith again. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Smith. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Prater's kick is good, and that will do it. for this first half. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cardinals. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. So here are the Cardinals to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Murray. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Murray. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Returnable for Lockett. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. To throw is Smith. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
He showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. Throwing now is Geno. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Running right, here's Walker. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Guess who? J.J. Watt, as he so often does, getting in there to wreak havoc.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Smith.
He lets it fly for Lockett. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
Murray now on 1st down. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
They'll fake it to Connor. Now Murray.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. To throw, it's Murray. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
They run behind center with Connor. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again.
And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
On 3rd down, it's Connor.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal 1st down.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy who can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up 1st downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle, a 2nd and 10 now.
Here's Murray. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 27-yard line. 15 yards there for number 15.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
First down, Murray. Got a man, it's Brown.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Shotgun now for Murray. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
4th down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now.
Prater's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. The last series for them a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Now Geno on 1st down.
Man open downfield. It's Metcalf. On the move past the 40. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. Straight ahead, Walker.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Play action, it's Smith. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Geno now to throw.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Here's Smith. They set up the screen to Penny. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. To the air again, Smith. Flush to his right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Byron Murphy.
And the Cards are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Cardinals football, Marquise Brown back out now with the Arizona offense.
He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much.
Well, look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards.
Connor going to get it again on 2nd down.
And some space here. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24.
52 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
I know we're in the era of wide open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And out now come the Seahawks.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Again, Smith. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. 3rd and 2, Smith. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Smith on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno. He's got Thompson here, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Inside handoff, Penny. He juked him. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing is Smith. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Out of the gun, Smith. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They'll run for it. It's Walker. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Connor going to get it again on 2nd down. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. 67 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the 1st quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tape to analyze, won't it? Because why did it work in the 1st quarter, but nothing in quarters 2, 3, and 4. So we always talk about adjustments. You don't just wait till halftime. You do it series to series. They'll be working on that in preparation for their next game.
So for the Cards, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll return.